Imagine for a moment that the sun simply vanished from the universe. No warning, no gradual dimming, just utter darkness where the sun once blazed. The consequences would be immediate, profound, and for life on Earth, ultimately catastrophic. The first thing to consider is the speed of light. It takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds for sunlight to reach Earth. So if the sun disappeared, we wouldn't notice right away. For those precious minutes, the world would continue as usual. Birds singing, people commuting, children playing under blue skies. Then, without any prelude, daylight would vanish. The sky would turn black, even at midday. The only illumination remaining would be the distant stars and perhaps the faint glow of faraway planets. The moon, so familiar and comforting, would disappear as well, no longer reflecting the sun's light. The sudden darkness would bring confusion and fear. Electricity would keep the lights on for a while, but the psychological impact of an endless night would be immediate. Plants, which rely on sunlight for photosynthesis, would halt the process that sustains nearly all life on Earth. Within days, the oxygen levels in our atmosphere would begin to fall, although this would take a while to become critical. Temperature, however, would change far more swiftly. Without the sun's warmth, Earth's surface would begin to cool rapidly. Within a week, the average global temperature would plummet below freezing. The oceans, acting as massive heat reservoirs, would delay the inevitable, but only for a short time. Within a year, our planet's surface temperature would drop to nearly minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, freezing the oceans solid from the top down, save for the deepest insulated layers far below the surface. But the sun does more than provide light and heat. Its gravitational pull keeps Earth and the rest of the solar system in orbit. If the sun vanished instantly, our planet would no longer have anything anchoring it to its familiar path. Earth would shoot off in a straight line, tangential to its current orbit. The other planets, too, would be sent hurtling into the void, their orderly dance shattered. Collisions between celestial bodies would become more likely, and the stability of the solar system would be lost forever. For humanity, survival would become a race against time and the elements. The first to perish would be plants, followed by herbivores, and eventually anything that depends on the food chain. The last refugees for life would be deep within the Earth's crust or around hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean, where some organisms are sustained by geothermal energy rather than sunlight. Humans might survive for a time by retreating underground, using nuclear or geothermal power, but our time would be limited. Food supplies would dwindle, and the cold would eventually become too much for our technology to overcome. Beyond the practical, the loss of the sun would shatter the human spirit. For millennia, the sun has been a symbol of life, hope, and renewal. Its disappearance would force us to confront our fragility and dependence on forces far beyond our control. The world's mythologies, religions, and cultures, all shaped by the daily rising and setting of the sun, would be thrown into disarray. In the end, the sun is more than just a star at the center of our solar system. It is the very foundation of life on Earth. Its sudden absence would be a stark reminder of how delicately balanced our existence truly is, and how much we owe to the cosmic forces that sustain us, often unnoticed, each and every day.